Hello, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be looking at a new series. We are going to be doing a new series called Bad Deck Friday. This series is going to be focused on bad decks, looking at their weaknesses, why they can't have been meta, or why they aren't very good. And first for the first episode, we're going to be looking at Abyss Actor Superstar, or sorry, just Abyss Actor in general. But Superstar is a card on screen, so we'll start with him. He is what the deck revolves around. Superstar is an important piece of the deck, letting you search your impact cards like Rise of the Abyss King. And it's also your boss monster. It lets you go in for, it has high attack points, of course. It's got a decent scale, so you can scale it if you need to. Its scale effect is not awful. You can go you can go tribute any Abyss Actor and target a script in your grave and add it to your hand. Not awful, but usually you're not scaling this because it searches the scripts anyways. But we are playing 3 Superstar. Madonna is the best card in the deck. You can go activate. It's a 1 card full scale. You use all your combos revolve around getting to it. You go like Madonna, you search Wild Hope, or you go Madonna, you search Comic Relief if you need to break a board. Card's very good. It's Monkey Board. You pay 1,000. You search any Abyss Actor card from your deck. Yeah, it's just quite good. Next up, the new reprints. This is the new reprint from the Crystal Beast structure deck. We got common D shifters. This card is a menace. It's a problem. It's a problem. Especially in pendulum decks. This beats Lunalight, beats Bee Trooper, beats Tenny kind of, beats Scrap doesn't really care. Beats Goki, beats basically everything in the meta right now. This card is busted. You need to be playing this in any deck that does not care about the graveyard. 3 copies of Wild Hope. This card is crazy. It synergizes really well with Sky Iris, really well with Wavering Eyes. You can use these 2 cards to pop the Wild Hope. Specifically, you can go Sky Iris, pop Wild Hope effect, search any Abyss Actor. Sky Iris searches the Unicorn. You scale Unicorn's a free scale 8, and then you pendulum summon your whole hand. That's the cards you search off Wild Hope, probably Superstar. You go Superstar, you grab Abyss King. You just get an endless conga line of dudes. Next up, we got 2 copies of Leading Lady. Leading Lady is quite powerful. It's actually not that powerful. It's actually only okay, but this it's kind of like a battle. It's like a battle trick. It's like okay, but more importantly, it's just a low scale Abyss Actor, and the only one of those we have in the deck. The Superstars are technically that, but we have 3 Madonnas, 3 Wild Hopes, and I guess extras is also technically one, but like you're never scaling this and then actually using it for the scale. Next up, 3 Comic Relief. This card is crazy. It's good for breaking boards. It's creature swap in the scale. You target, although it's actually better than the creature swap since you get to pick what you're stealing. It's like creature seizure almost. The card is busted. It's good for breaking boards. It's necessary going second because without it, you just can't play the game. You go like Madonna, you search Comic Relief, you activate Comic Relief, you pendulum summon any Abyss Actor, you Comic Relief, you switch like any whatever Abyss Actor, like if you have a Leading Lady or something, you switch control and then you just take their monster. I think it's forever. Yeah, you just get to keep it. So if it's like a monster negate or something, like or maybe let's like it's like a monster negate, you can just steal that and then you just now have that negate, which is cool and important. 3 Trendy Understudy. This card is only okay, but it's another Abyss Actor name, which is important. You can add back extras and only extras if it's in the pendulum zone and you pendulum summon. If it's in the extra deck and you pendulum summon, and then you also get to add it back if you get to. I think you get to add it back to hand if this is on field, which is like cool. Extras is a very good card, of course. You have the Odd Eyes Unicorn. You search this from the Sky Iris. 3 extras is the best card in the deck. You can go normal summon extras, tribute this, grab Madonna for Wild Hope, make Madonna a 9, and then that's just a 1 card full scale, and you pendulum summon your whole hand. Pretty strong. 3 Rise of the Abyss King. You go Superstar, you search this, and this is an uninteractable. Your opponent cannot respond to this card's effects, and it pops face-up cards equal to the Abyss actors you control in attack position. So you just get to pop your opponent's like whole field basically. With this guy, he's important. It outs floodgates. It outs monsters as long as they can be destroyed. Very powerful card. 3 copies of Extravagance. This Extravagance is obviously quite important. Hold on. I've forgotten something that I need to show you. In the side deck, because this deck has no main deck kaiju outs, past like Gozen match technically might do it. You do have to play 3, 4, 5, 6 kaijus, just in case you're playing against the kaiju turbo style is kind of faded out of existence, but you do have to be playing the kaijus in the side deck. They're very important. Um, let's see. Yes, 3 Extravs. Extrav, you just the extra deck doesn't really matter. They lock you into Abyss actors every time you activate any of their effects. So you just banish the whole extra deck and you draw 2 cards. It's just Pot of Greed. Called by this deck really gets hurt by Ash. Really gets hurt by Ghost Ogre. Doesn't really give a shit about D Shifter, obviously, since we're playing it. But it's just good to have, unless because if they like Ash your extras, like what do? You use your normal summon. You have no place. 3 Wavering Eyes. Obviously, this synergizes with Wild Hope, but even if it didn't, you'd play it anyways. This is the best card for like any Pendulum deck. Uh, Also, if your opponent is on Pendulum deck, you get to just fucking banish one of their cards, which is funny. Sky Iris, I already explained the usage of this, but you go Sky Iris, pop Wild Hope, add this, and then use Wild Hope to add any Abyss actor. That's full scales off of without even using your normal summon. If you draw Sky Iris plus Wild Hope, it's completely busted. And then 3 Gozen Match. This deck just synergizes well with Gozen Match. You're never summoning any guy that's not dark. Unless you're like going into Absolute on turn 3, which like congratulations, I guess. Um, but yes, this card is obviously very very good in a deck like this. And yes, onto the extra deck. Not a lot matters here. You play Raw 10 just in case. Geonator is like okay, but it's just worse than Comic Relief. For you do need to play a rank 7 since Superstar and Madonna are in here. And luckily, this is a Pendulum deck, so we can play Absolutes to go into Vortex just for a bounce and an Omni Negate. Even if you don't, like Absolute is still like 2 negate attacks, which is funny. Otherwise, this deck, the reason this deck is bad, I know I explained to you a lot of combos that make the deck seem good. It plays well with D-Shifter and goes in match, so it has Floodgates under its belt. Plays well with Extrav, so you get to play Pot of Greed, and you get to get insane amounts of advantage off Wavering Eyes and Sky Iris. So you guys might be asking, why isn't this deck playable? Like this deck seems nice. And unfortunately, the reason is that every single card in this archetype Xeno locks you. Like, there's no end board unless you're ending on like D shifter goes like you found goes in match or D shifter. There's just nothing to end on. Turn 1, what do? You just like because like there's no like in other formats you could play I thought I was on the commentary ban list and I just missaw. This is coming out in Crystal Beast, and this is obviously from June, so that's why this is card looks banned. But Sassy Rookie is in fact not in the game. I was like, wait, is this deck good? Hold on. But no, unfortunately, the deck is still quite bad. Um, you have to open a floodgate or lose the game, essentially, and that's the end board is just kind of open floodgate or lose game. You have Extrav to get there, but unfortunately, going first is just really tough for this deck. Also, having no main deck kaiju outs kind of sucks. Like, okay, we have like a board breaking tool in Comic Relief, and that's Creature Swap, and that's very cool. And we also have like Rise of the Abyss King is like multiple pops that can't be negated. Like, oh wow, this seems like a good going second deck. It's just not. You can't play anything that outs a kaiju unless you want a main deck. Sorry, anything that outs a towers unless you want a main deck kaiju's. But like honestly, like there's not a lot of space in this deck. You'd have to cut like one of the packages. You have to like cut the Sky Iris package. Okay, cut Pot of Greed. And or you'd have to cut like called by. Or maybe like you cut like some of the names, but like that seems really bad because then you're not opening enough stuff to actually like scale, like put two scales on the board every game, which is tough. That's why this deck isn't meta, but you can still pick up wins with this deck. A Rise of the Abyss King, or plus like a Kaiju outs, like or like even if you're not just like if you need to like not like out like super impressive boards, like a lot of rogue decks, like all the like Lunalight. I think Lunalight's a good example. This deck can pretty convincingly out a Lunalight board. It's just like two rank fours with like OTK crackback. So or like a 10 board too, since Sahasara, is that what this card is called? This card can't target for attacks or effect monsters. It's just untargetable, so you can go, I think you can target target. Okay, so that does say target. Okay, so you do actually need to side in kaijus for all like the important like towers based matchups, but you can go like you can still like convincingly out most cards. That's kind of going to be it for today. I think this series is going to go in an interesting direction, and I like showing off decks that might not get a lot of attention. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.